money. It's a college student's favorite thing to not think about. But since I enjoy making you suffer, we're going to spend some time not thinking about it. And for kicks and giggles, we're going to add climate change into the mix. So let's start with some bummer statistics, shall we? Fossil fuels make up over 3/4 of the United States' energy consumption. What does this mean? It means nearly all of the energy we use is damaging to the environment. Petroleum and natural gas production have increased by 60% since 2000, rising despite our growing awareness of global warming. And while fossil fuel consumption is slowing in the US, production is not. The drilling, extraction, and blatant disregard for climate disaster is only picking up speed. So what do? First we cry. After that, though, the answer is deceptively simple. We divest. Now you may be thinking, that's great, but what does it mean? Let me explain. To understand divestment, we must first understand investment. An investment, in this instance, is when an individual or institution buys part of a company or part of that company's debt with the expectation of future profit. Divesting means selling those assets, effectively dumping those assets asses. Investing can be a great thing. It provides a way to support, both financially and socially, the companies we believe in. Unfortunately, not all investors are conscientious about where they put their money. Because many view investing as a solely financial endeavor, they do not consider the social and environmental ramifications of their monetary decisions. While some investors are, in fact, greedy dirtbags, most don't intend to invest in problematic companies. They just don't know better. Luckily, when investors recognize a poor social investment, they can reallocate funds by divesting. Now, how does divestment relate to you specifically? Let me tell you. Universities actually have a bunch of money in investments. This money is called an endowment. Many endowments include fossil fuels in their investment portfolios. We, as part of the divestment movement, would like to change that. So here's a brief argument for why we should. Fossil fuel divestment is a decision based on both financial and social considerations. Studies have indicated that there are little to no short-term effects on investment portfolios when they divest from fossil fuels. There is not currently enough evidence to determine long-term effects from fossil fuel divestment. However, even major financial players now acknowledge the risks involved with the fossil fuel industry. Over the last decade, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, lost more in fossil fuels than from any other market sector. Their losses are estimated at $90 billion, and 75% of these can be attributed to major fossil fuel companies. Investing in these companies and others like them is no longer a safe bet. So, divestment doesn't negatively impact divestors, but it does negatively impact fossil fuel companies, right? Well, no, not in the short term at least. New investors will simply buy back the stocks divestors sold off. So why would we divest in the first place? Be not afraid, my children. We can still combat fossil fuel companies, just not through short-term means like funding and profit. Instead, we aim to stigmatize these environmentally destructive companies. We seek to turn public opinion against fossil fuel, leading to a decrease in long-term sales. When an industry is successfully stigmatized, people avoid it in favor of alternatives, the alternatives being renewable energy. Stigmatization can also lead to government action against targeted companies. Past divestment movements have shown that divestment does impact market behavior. But perhaps the most compelling argument for divestment, especially at universities, is the moral one. Universities are institutions of learning, or they should be. They ought to be examples of how to responsibly engage in the world. Profiting from the destruction of our planet and our future is not the example we want. It's hypocritical at best and malicious at worst. To students and citizens, I urge you to get involved with your college or community. Look into how you can support fossil fuel divestment and climate action. To larger institutions, to universities and companies, now's the time to make a difference. Stop being complicit in our planet's destruction. Divest now. That's it for now, folks. Please like if you're interested in climate-related content. Also do the subscribe thing. Check out the sources below. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Until next time, stay green, you trolls.